Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to jump into our part 5 of our new player guide. We're going to go through everything, go over all the things that we've already talked about, make sure that you understand everything, how we're going to spend our currencies, quick review of the teams we're going to focus on, and what teams, we talked about the arena teams because of how important the gems were to getting where you want to go. So now we're going to roll into characters that you need for raids, characters that you need for territory battles, territory wars, just a general overview. We're going to jump right in. Some of the most important characters that are coming up in Galaxy of Heroes right now are the Resistance and First Order. So you can capitalize and acquire the Galactic Legend Rey, Galactic Legend Kylo Ren. Nobody knows how good these characters are, but with the requirements of relicking the heck out of both of those teams to get them, they better be darn good. Right now it's 13 units to unlock each one for a total of 26 units. So far we've got 2 Relic 7s for each one, 2 for Rey, 2 for Kylo. These requirements are getting out of control, but what I wanted to show you is you can look at all these characters I have on here. I'm going to switch the screen. If you haven't noticed, we've done some severe upgrading around this channel. Right now we're chilling up in the Jedi Temple in the Jedi Council's chambers. Master Yoda was just over here talking. We had a good conversation. And Master and Mace, he was chilling over there too. We were talking about the good old days when the Jedi dominated. I expect that we're going to see these Jedi make a return here with Rey. Everyone thinks that it seems that CG's going to assign Kylo to the dark side, so he's going to make whatever dark side team you put him on probably nearly unbeatable, and vice versa with Rey. So it looks like they're going to counter each other. The only way to beat the team with Kylo on it is to have the team with Rey on it, and vice versa. It's going to be more kind of like the meta is right now, which is overall great state because there's no team that can't be beat. Whatever team is on offense 99% of the time is winning right now in GAC and regular arena. You got the big 3, I would call them the big 3, Padme team, Gas team, and Darth Revan team. Those 3 are the predominant meta, with Gas being the strongest of those teams, especially right now while he's bugged out and doing a couple counterattacks after his protection's gone, not sitting down anymore. I actually like it. I think it made that team a much more difficult team to beat. Great for territory war defense. Fabulous. But as we look through all the different factions, you start with the 500 first. These guys super strong. There's no area of the game they're not good at. Every one of them, all what is there, 6 of them, counting snips. You got the primary 500 first 5 that you use with the Gas team, and then Ahsoka's on the Padme team. So do your 500 first. We talked about in the very first video, teams, go clones. You won't regret it. Spend your currency on gearing your clones up and Shop T up. You'll sweep all the way through. If I had my hyperdrive bundle to start over and all the money that I dumped into it, I would have gone 500 first, farming Arc Trooper in the Cantina nodes. Let's find Mr. Arc. And we're going to get him on Cantina 5G. If you got the hyperdrive bundle, you already have that. Pound this guy out. He hits like a Mack truck. He is pivotal to this team. His assigned command special does physical damage to target. If the blaster turret is present, give command to another. The blaster turret assists whenever this character uses ability during their turn. So this thing hits like a truck. This guy hits like a truck. This is a great character. You have all the other clones right from the get-go. You have Ahsoka. And like I said, I would grab as quickly as I could Shop T When she pops up, she's usually right there with Ahsoka, Tano Fulcrum. When she pops up, use your gems to buy her, max her out, max your clones out. We talked that they were slightly challenging to get a hold of, but as long as you get into a decent guild, you can probably farm most of them. Clone Sergeants in the guild store, and the rest of them, almost all of them are pilots. So here we get Clone Sergeant again. He's the least useful one, but still a solid character. Do not waste your guild events tokens on them at all, ever. So let's go back to our team. So we said go 500 for Shot T lead to start. Dominant team. Can't go wrong there. The next team I would work on would be my Jedi team. With Bastila Shan, Joey Bindo, Grandmaster Yoda, and Jedi Knight Revan. Once you finish those bad boys, I would start working on my Sith Empire. And to be honest, I might have went this route right from the get-go. The only catch here is getting the Darth Malak currency from the guild event store. If you get into a good guild where you know you're going to be piling up the guild events tokens, get ones, 100%. I would go all in and spend the money to get Darth Revan, then start working on Jedi Revan to get Darth Malak. If you're on a new shard and you have a Darth Malak, there's no team that can beat you because it's impossible to get General Skywalker that fast. There's too many relics involved. That mission's way too hard. I would say that you can gear 12 one member of your arena team per week without spending a penny. As long as you bought the hyperdrive bundle and maybe threw in another $100 on top of it to get you your clones, your Jedi, or some packs, and got your dark side team lined up, you can do this pretty quickly. It works out extremely well. There's no team that can beat the Darth Revan with Malak team early game on the newer arena shards. You'll just mop people up. And to be honest, Darth Revan's pretty difficult to beat. I think the clones with Shaka T can hang in there, but other than them, it's a tough battle. So those are the first three teams, and the one team that's the outlier, the counter to everything, in my eyes, the most useful team is the Padme Amidala team. Her leadership is just so dominant, and you get so much bang for your buck with Snips and Jedi Knight Anakin. This team requires you. This would be my second team that I farmed. So I would go Shock Team of Clones immediately out of the gate, all in, get them all gear 12 as quickly as possible. Get your Zetas on Shock T and 5s, and that team is automatic. You're nearly impossible to be beaten in the arena until the Darth Revan of Malak start popping, and then you're in trouble. But until that point, most of the teams are steamroll over. Steamroll Night Sisters, Jedi Knight Revan, equal gear to equal gear is toss up. I went Jedi Knight Revan on my hyperdrive bundle. Worked out really well. I don't have any problem with the clones, but I drop faster than they do. The Night Sister teams can beat my, when I'm on defense, can beat my Jedi Knight Revan, even though I trash them on offense. And I would say I win against, there's two really, really good clone teams that are pretty much all gear 12. And I win when I'm on offense at least 85%. I've lost a couple times lately because I haven't been spending that much time on the hyperdrive bundle account because I've been pretty much playing my main to get these stupid galactic legends done. And all the characters relicked up, and it's too much. We're going to go into that a little bit later in this video. So the problem with Padme is you got to do all the darn separatists, and scroll and look at those guys. They're a good, great faction. They are. But the hyperdrive bundle only comes with two separatists, Saj and Dooku. Both solid. They both form pretty solid teams nowadays after Dooku's rework. You can farm new Gunray in the Squad Arena store, so if you're doing well in the arena every day, you can snag him. Magna Guard and B2 you can farm in Cantina, and those will both help to get to General Skywalker. Droideca's tough, B1's tough, Jango Fett is a hard node grind, slow, so that would leave you Asajj, Dooku needs also Cantina, B2's Cantina, Magna, Poggle. Poggle is Galactic War Store, so you can at least farm 3 of your 5 from tokens, and then use the rest to farm them in the Cantina. Unfortunately, there's no Cantina rewards character, not a single one. When you're done, you unlock Padme. You're gonna have to get them to at least gear 10. I just unlocked them on my unlocked Padme on my free to play account, and I think I was gear 10.5 on gear 10 on Count Dooku. I used General Grievous, he was gear 11, and Asajj was gear 9, I think, maybe 8.5 or 9. I stacked tons of protection and health, all health mods, my fastest health mods that I had on my Hyperdrive account, and it still took me a bunch of tries. You'll see why Padme is so awesome. The only downside why I'm saying don't go Padme right out of the gate is because you can't get the most important piece to the Padme team, which is General Kenobi. So if you're in a raid guild and you know you're going to get your Kenobi shards right away, and you're going to have Kenobi to 5 stars unlocked and at 5 stars, and you can get it to gear 11, almost all the way to gear 12, I would definitely maybe switch and go with Padme. But alright, who else are we looking at? We looked at our Sith Empire, an outlier here. So Emphas Nest, people sleep on Nest. I use her in GAC and usually solo an entire team with just her, and that's just a huge banner maker up. It can really help you out when you tank some other attacks. If you watch my stream earlier tonight, I had a bunch of dreadful attacks. I try and save her for offense for that specific purpose. You've seen a couple bounty hunters right there. They're a very, very strong faction. They do strong damage. They're a good GAC team, solid. They're pretty decent for defense. It's where most people put them. I just switched them over to offense this last 2 GACs. This one tonight didn't have any success, but I put them in a place for success. So I was doing some experimenting since I knew I'd already lost. But I like that team. Very strong. They decimate Night Sisters, just destroy Night Sisters, and so many people tend to put Night Sisters in Territory War and GAC. It really makes it nice and easy. First Order, decent Phase 1 of the Sith Raid, decent in GAC, decent in and I want to say arena. Strong team. The 2 new characters, Sith Trooper and General Hux, are excellent. As you can see, I have a pretty much fully relict original First Order team. I like them. Kylo's very arguably the best tank in the game right now, at least in my opinion. He is such a pain in the butt to kill in Territory Warrior. My Relic 7 Kylo usually makes it through at least 3-4 attacks before they finally bring someone in to end him. Tough counter. Alright, bugs. When it's time to go bugs, Brood Alpha, most important. She's got her move where she's bringing in her tank and she spawns a Genosian Brute. He's going to get exactly the same stats as Brood Alpha does. So tons of health, tons of protection, defense, no need for offense on this character, on Brute Alpha. Throw some tenacity on there and relic that sucker into the ground. The only other one that you really need to relic to have an effective bugs team is Genosian Spy. And Genosian Spy is the killer on the team. Her move, Silent Strike, that's 100k plus damage. One shot in just about anybody as soon as you knock some of that protection down. It's a fantastic character. The rest of the Genosians just farm as you need solid team. When we talked about these guys, I hate the Night Sisters. They're so annoying. They're always the team that you just flop against. You just tank it, completely stink it up. With some of the reworks to Zombie, and you run into a Saj lead Night Sister team that is just cranking out the turn meter quickly in big trouble. All of a sudden, Daka stuns you, Ventress stuns you, and Spirit stuns you, and so 3 of your 5 people are stunned, and then the next turn the other 2 get stunned, and they're just turn meter training you to death, and you can't stop them, and all of a sudden your characters start dropping. You drop a couple of theirs, and Daka brings them back, so blow Daka out of there, get them over with. The Old Republic characters are extremely underrated, specifically Zalabar and Mission. Everyone knows Jolie, Jedi, Revan, and Bastel are awesome, but Zalabar and Mission, when you put them with the right team, and I'm thinking Kira and L3, most annoying team to face in GAC in history. You end up having to use a really good team to knock them out. Alright. This is the team that I wish the relics weren't so intensive for Rey and Kylo, the new Rey and Kylo, because I don't have a relic Han Solo, a relic Commander Luke, or a relic Chewbacca, and those are, of all the characters, those are the 3 that I would really like to have. That team can counter just about any team on offense. They're a fantastic team. They do a great job. They're great at what they do. Relic Han Solo and Relic Chewbacca do boatloads of damage. A Relic Han Solo can usually nuke down whatever character you pick right at the beginning of battle and just whoop that butt. We're going to move into our resistance teams here. We talked a little bit about these guys, and the new resistance hero Finn and Poe on the standard Jedi training Rey team make that team able to beat Gas and Darth Revan and Padme pretty easily, to be honest. A bunch of people might go and have them all maxed out already in preparation for the event. I've not wasted the resources yet. They look like a good team. They're fantastic for light side Genosian territory battles. Rey is like one of the very few leaders that are guaranteed make it through all 4 stages and give you max territory points, and hell, you're going to need them for new Rey, so you might as well get to work on them. They have been the king for phase 1 of the Sith raid, so if you're, this is a new player guide, the Jedi training Rey team is super strong, and they've been excellent ever since the Sith raid's been out. They've just always have been king of phase 1. Admiral Holdo got a new ship. Everyone's praying that Rose Tico doesn't need to be relic for this event, but my bet is she is. I'm going to talk about Rogue One because he's on territory or GAC defense all the time. I don't think they've ever got a defense. Back in the day, you used to have a team. It was called Chase Wigs. It was Chirrut and Bays, Chase, and Wigs, Wedge and Biggs, and that used to be like the meta arena team. They were impossible to kill, super annoying. I use Bays a lot, and sometimes Chirrut on my CLS team because of the pre-taunt. Bays is going to come in and have the taunt up. Chirrut isn't as strong as it used to be. He just doesn't have enough health and protection. He just gets blown up instantly. So so many new leadership since these guys were meta that can just target Chirrut right away and just burn him down. And then, Baze is still a great tank. He just lost some of his luster without Chirrut. Chirrut just with his heal over times always kept Baze up. But the Rogue One team, I'm sure if they were relicked, would be a super pain in the butt. Because K2SO is always constantly counterattacking. When he counterattacks, he's going to put his taunt up. Anytime you hit Chirrut, Baze is going to taunt. Just an annoying Night Sister-ish team to mess with. And we talked about our scoundrels. Kira lead, I'm going to give you a little tip and trick here. Kira lead is phenomenal for Miss Nest. And that's solely because she's going to get an extra 20% critical chance, and in addition, whenever score a critical hit, they recover 10% protection and gain additional bonus based on their roll for the rest of the battle. So Ness is an attacker, she's going to get 10% offense. So after she does this 3 times, she's going to be running at 30% extra offense. Excuse me, I get tired. I say Ness solos, but I'm always throwing Kira in there as well. So just for her leadership. And the second half of this is, the Scoundrel allies are going to get half of those benefits, so they're going to get 20% potency and 15% crit damage. That's just making Ness do a thing, to be honest. A lot of people like to use Kira on defense. I'm so on that. I would prefer to save her for offense. There's other good defensive teams. There's a lot of overlap here. Excuse me. Yeah, L3 is excellent character. Stormtrooper Han can work on some defensive teams. Newt, we've already talked about. Canderous Ordo, super annoying. Relic 5, Canderous Ordo will lay some serious hat and scare the bejesus out of you and some of your GAC dreams. What else we got here? I think that's pretty much it. As you are a new player and you're farming and you're doing your thing and you're trying to get your gems every day and you're trying to place up there and get your 500 gems here and there, go all in on Squad Arena. Everything you got, every ounce of effort you got. And this is why I almost say go Padme 10 out of 10 times, because look at every ship in here. There's 5s. There's Jedi Anakin. Bosk, I would figure out how to get his node unlocked, at least for a ship, and then for him. There's Ahsoka. Every team runs that same tube. And if you want those 400 gems every day, you're going to have to do that. Going the Jedi Knight Revan or Darth Revan route completely eliminates you from ships. It's the biggest struggle on my Hyperdrive Bundle account that I have, is figuring out what to do with ships. It's why I prioritize going Padme actually over Darth Revan, so I can relic my Jedi Anakin, Ahsoka, and 5s for ships, so I could beat up. One guy went all in on the Bosk ship on Houndstooth. I think I have a 6-star Houndstooth, and you can just kind of camp. And if I would have went relic Jedi Anakin right out the get-go, it would have been totally worth it. So, really think about it and think what you want to do. Save your currencies. Get in a good guild. Go on the Swoga site, the actual site. Find yourself a good guild. I actually started a guild for my Hyperdrive Bundle account. I think we're at like 32 members. We're doing 2 to 3 raids per week. I put my other secondary account in there so we can do the first 2 raids on Heroic, the Rancor and the AAT. So my Hyperdrive Bundle could start working on Han Solo and General Kenobi. it's really nice. Take your time, find you a good guild, find a group of people you enjoy playing with. That's the most important thing that you can learn from and get through. As a new player, try and do these events. The Hyperdrive Bundle at least lets you in some of them. You can usually finish the first phase of them. Finish your Galactic Wars every day. Spend your tokens. We talked about some people you can get out of here. There's excellent pilot in Biggs. There's Poggle. Not very many other useful. Maybe Zeb. I tend to use you see the ships at the top up here. I tend to use all my, on my Hyperdrive Bundle, all my Galactic War tokens on the ships. So on ships, prioritize getting your Zeta every day. It's the most important thing. It helps in ships, it helps in arena. When you're doing new teams, don't spend your Zetas until you have your new team and you know exactly who to Zeta. Take your time. I wouldn't spend too many on character shards unless you're with a clones team and you need your clones. Zetas and the ships. That's all you need. Get guild events. 2 forms of currencies until you're in a big boy guild. You could get a drink here before you're in a big boy guild and doing the Genosian territory battles. You're not getting any get to, so just focus on get 1 down here, which starts at General Skywalker and Darth Malak. You need approximately, I'm going to do the math on it right now, so 5 equals 1900, and they unlock at 5 stars, so you need 250 shards. 85, so you need 185 times 185 divided by 5 times 1900. You need 70,300. Get 1 to 7-star General Skywalker Darth Malak. Save your get currency. You need to get both of these guys. They're both top notch. They're on the number 1 and number 2 teams overall. And they're the reason that those teams are number 1 and number 2 overall. No more. Just don't spend any of your get. I don't care what gear's in there. I don't care what you need. Save your get currency. Both get 2 if you can get it, and get 1. Championship store. Spend away in this place. I use this solely to buy my Gear 13 gear. Do not waste it on the stuff down here at the bottom. It's a complete waste. Until you hit this line right here with the cryotechs and the shield generators, the Mark 12 stuff, that's all you want to spend. To be honest, I highly recommend these injector handles. Anything injector, that's what you want to spend on. Same thing applies over here. Don't waste your gear on stuff down here. It is a waste. On your first couple weeks of your Hyperdrive Bundle, it's okay. After that, all of this needs to go to your arena team. Arena or ships arena, every resource you have. And I would say that until they're completely maxed out in at least Relic 3. So you keep hearing me talk about relics. We haven't really showed what a relic is. So I'm going to pull up Kylo. He's this 5 down here. In the way. Let me see if I can move that. Move myself here. Sorry. That 5 over here, that's our relic level. So when we click on that, it tells us what we need to go to the next one. So we need some copper wiring, a transistor, and 2 other things, and then some signal data. And I'm going to show you where to get all this stuff. And then we can go up and you can see what his current stats are from relics and what after relicing up will look like. Pain in the butt. 2 Relic 4 is really easy. After Relic 4, it's painful. And Relic 6 and 7 are dreadful. Actually, Relic 6 is not too shabby. Relic 7, super painful. Zimbiddle cards are super hard to get a hold of. Let's find a lesser relic person. Let's take a look at Grandmaster. So you only need 2 single amplifiers, Chromium Transistors, the bronzium wiring, and the carbonate circuit board. So what we can do, once you get your first Gear 13 character, you unlock the scavenger right here. Gonna move me back over. Nope. Guess we'll just stay right there. So to get these, what you're using is scrap gear. Make sure you're not using anything pivotal to your success. These bad boys right here, Mark III Senior Holo projectors, do not use those to make carbonate circuit boards. Find one of these trash items down here that you got a couple thousand of, and just scroll through until you find something. Any of these things down on the bottom will give you some good ones. If we hit the arrow right here, we can see what we can make bronzium wiring out. We're doing the same thing, finding what we have surplus of. Oh, here's a good one. We're getting those and challenges. These guys right here. Mark V Black Alpha mid packs. What else do we have? Tons of. It's almost completely useless. Once you get into this and you start seeing, you'll know what gear is useful and what gear is useless. You get the challenges gear. Some of it is this trash. Mark V, here's a perfect one. Mark V source up keypads. You get those in your challenge. Make your bronzium wiring out of that. Alright, getting the chromium transistors. Now we're getting down to where it's going to cost you some real gear. Don't use anything too expensive, but these bad boys right here, these Mark IX Fibertech data pads, you get these from the challenges as well. Burn those bad boys up. When we get over here to the heat sinks, this is where we're going to use the Senior Holo projectors. When you're doing these, find a character that actually needs one. Take I think it's 20 of them to build one. Take 20 of them, build it on that character. Do not equip it. Then come in here and you can find, where is it? That might have been it. A formed one gives you way more than each single one does. Go ahead and form it on the character and come into the scavenger and do the trade-in for the rhodium heatsink. For the electrium conductor, this is where it starts to use far more rare gear. The Armatech visors, it's not used by that many characters. I tend to use those. Wristband prototypes and these cybernetics prototypes, those are the ones that I normally use because I don't mind. They're not as common. The chest plates, the armor plating, do not use the Armatech cybernetics and or the glasses, the Armatech visor. Those are actually used by just about everybody. Be careful on these electron conductors. They're expensive. Only use them when you have a relic character. I think it starts at relic 5. Worst ones, the middle cards. So these are your 13 pieces that you gotta use to do these, and you can see here, just to get one took me 4 laptops, 4 Mark 12 Armatech keypad prototype salvage. Do not do those. Those are the ones you end up with the most of. They work the best. Just be careful that, you can see here, I've got a ton of people who need them. But when I need is in middle guard, that's what I'm going to burn. And to be honest, I'm going to burn whatever I have surplus of, but I tend to have more surplus of those than anything else. You only need that one for relic 7, so you're only going to need one, and I don't remember how many it is, but I think it's 20, 15, and then maybe 15. Painful, those hurt. So relic 7 is going to be a severe pain. What else have we talked things I do recommend doing, there's a good argument right now about buying packs with your gems, your daily gems, your journey guide stuff. So let's say we wanted to go after Darth Raiden. We hit the shop button. You have all this stuff in here. So these journey guide mega packs are bang for your buck because you're only going to farm the characters needed to unlock Darth Raiden. 2,450 gems. It's about 2.5 days worth of arena payouts, and you can get a pack. And if you do that every day for a couple weeks, you'll have them all unlocked and unlock your Darth Raiden. The problem is you sacrifice the gear on your primary arena team while everyone else is gearing up their characters. You're spending all of your funding to unlock new ones that you don't even have the resources to level, both level with credits and level with ability materials. So what I recommend doing is coming to the shipment store, finding the gear on your character. So we'll pick Phasma because she only needs one piece of gear. So we look at her. What does she need? She needs these cryotechs, shock prods. Where can we find them? Well, we can't find a whole one anywhere. Where can we find other ones? So in weekly shipments, we can get 50 of them for 1,400, and she needs 50 times 2, so 100 of them. Spend your gems gearing your characters. You can probably get away with gearing to gear 12. Let's say you went Shakti and the clones, get everyone to gear 12, and you can probably stop, do some other things for a little bit. But I would prioritize getting whatever your arena team is, and preferably, this is why Padme is so awesome, such an awesome leader, because two of her people have the best ships in the game. Actually 3. Make a good ships team. If you can overlap your arena team and ships, that's even better. The benefit with the clones is Fives has a ship, Rex has a ship. Rex's ship is okay. Fives' ship is a starter on my fleet arena team. Super awesome ship. So Fives, Rex, Ahsoka, Jedi, Anakin. There's 4 of your ships. And go to town. They're fabulous ships. Let's pull up ships real quick. Jedi Anakin. Get Houndstooth. So make Houndstooth one of your starting 5. So 5 ship, Houndstooth, Ahsoka ship, Jedi Anakin ship, and then Rex's ship. That's a strong lineup. It'll be super, super, super tough to beat. The Rebels are really, really strong, but they have a very difficult time getting Houndstooth down, and the damage coming from the Galactic Republic ships is so strong. Ahsoka's just a monster. So is Anakin. Farm those bad boys, get them done, get them to 7 stars, get them relicked. You won't regret it. The more I talk about it, the more I'm like, don't do anything. Go separatist, go all in. Miss the first month of the arena, unlock Padme, and then dominate their arena. And while everyone else is trying to catch up, you have Padme that can counter any team that is actually a better team. You might drop a little bit during the day and have some challenge getting back up, but it's worth it because the ships are so good. Shakti's pretty much in the same boat. You're going to get 2 really solid ship crew members out of it. Do your challenges every day. Join GAC. Get in there. Do your stuff. Collect your rewards. It's worth it. It's another currency to help you further the game along. Mods. We've done a whole video on mods. I'm not even going to talk about those. Get in a guild that's going to do territory wars and territory battles and also raids. As a new player, you want to try and get into it. It would be really nice for you to get into a guild that can do the Ranko raid and Heroic AAT at a minimum, and on the low levels of the Sith raid. One of the things to remember when you are a new player, if you get into a guild that can do those, that means that they have experienced players with strong rosters to get you through the raids. don't complain that they're doing all tier 7 raids. Just go with the flow. If you don't have a 7-star character and you join a guild that only does 7-star raids, wait your time, bust your 7-star character out. That would be an alternate priority equal to your arena team, just lower than your arena team. It's getting any character 7 stars. If you bought the Hyperdrive bundle, Darth Vader is probably the easiest person to get 7 stars. To get credit for the raids, you need one 7-star character, and you get your raid rewards. And I'm gonna pop into the sim. We're showing sim raid rewards, but if we look in here, all this gear is the gear that we need to get to gear 10. And if we go back and we go into Heroic AAT, and we're gonna look at the rewards. Even if we finish down here, here we go, some gear to get to gear 11. And some of, not much gear 12. And then, if you were so lucky that you get in a heroic Sith raid, even the worst gear down here, all gear 12, at 12 plus gear. And you're getting the Atreus shards, you're getting the Han Solo shards, and you're getting the General Kenobi shards, all of which are 3 extremely awesome characters on 3 solid teams that all participate in GAC, and Kenobi's the best fleet commander, and he's on top 3. He's the best fleet commander, so best ship, and he's on the best counter team in the entire game, the Padme team. He's the tank on that team. So spending the time and investing in the Padme team looks like it's going to pay off in the long run, but you can't go wrong if you went Shakti and clones. Further down the line, pick what you're going to go all in on. Go all in on Skywalker or all in on Darth Revan team with Malik. You got to pick one or the other. I personally would go with Skywalker. I think he's easier to counter any other team. On offense, I've never once lost a battle with General Skywalker. I've lost battles with Darth Revan with Malik. Even before Skywalker, mirror match is all about mods, whereas Skywalker's not. You can win on offense every time with Skywalker with a lesser geared Skywalker team, gas team. What else do we got that we haven't talked about? Chart store, we talked about ships. Do your events, do your challenges, do GAC. That's pretty much it. Like I said, Gear 12, your arena team, it's by far the most important thing. Secondary priority is your fleet arena team, and then side priority when you're brand new is getting a character as rapidly as possible to 7 stars, so you can you're not really going to support the raids, but you're going to be able to get in the raids and collect the rewards. Even the last place heroic raid rewards are better than the first place tier 6 raid rewards, so just remember that going into it. Be positive, find an awesome guild that you actually enjoy playing with that makes the game fun. And if you have any questions, just hit me up. And now we are about to go to the Sith Dance Club. Enough of that. Well, this is going to wrap up the new player guide. I'm probably gonna whip out a video about the Radis tomorrow. Radis. And a little bit of gripe about CG and this whole debacle with the Galactic Legends. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and like and subscribe. Join the Discord. Hit me up if you got any questions. I'm a pretty experienced Swoga player. A couple of the last things I wanted to talk about is I use a counter site. I'm going to do some clicking here so you might hear it. For GAC and for Territory Wars. You can find it at Swoga Counters. It's a Reddit site, and it'll have a link to take you to bobbybaxter.github.io, and it's really awesome to use. You can let me pull it up on my iPad so you guys can see it. I love it. I think it's like the coolest. Oh, there it is. Coolest site in history. I don't know what's going on with my iPad right now. It's taking a nap. Alright. Let's say you want to counter General Skywalker. You can get some strategy over here. So this guide is fantastic. It's not totally up to date. They've been updating it pretty well, but you can scroll through and see all the teams that you could go against. Just about most of them. Most of the configurations they have pretty spot on. I like that it gives you a little bit of strategy, gives you some substitutions, who else to use. If this, then use this. If not that, then do something different. But super useful, super easy thing to do. Here we go. Here's the Star Wars Galaxy Heroes Guild Recruitment. So find you a new player guild, jump in. There's actually a separate tab for new player guilds up here at the top. Go ahead and jump in one of those. So we're headed to swoga.gg. This is the coolest site in history. I recommend coming in here, loading your profile in. And it's once you're a more experienced later game player, everyone wants to see your Swoga profile. You can access so much stuff from here, guilds and leaderboards and everything you could possibly look for. You can pop out in here. What other sites are we using here? I think that's pretty much it for now. There's a lot of Discords, a lot of other great YouTubers. I think my new favorite YouTuber right now is It's Just Ian. He is much more of a theory crafter than the rest. Arnold 2101's got that entertainment factor. He's fun to watch, but Ian's got the content and everything on lock. Hats off to that guy. He's doing a great job. Like I said, if you have any questions, like and subscribe. This ends our first video series. Thank God, 5 parts. Working full time. I work a travel job and I'm always gone, so I only really shoot videos on the weekends. Getting home, shooting a live GAC, and shooting a video or 2 on the weekend is quite the challenge. I think I've been at this YouTube thing for 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks maybe, and I feel like the channel's really up and coming. We got our technology rolling now. Things are looking a little better than they did before. If you have any questions on setting something up or doing any of this, I've become pretty versed in from zero knowledge in doing all this to cranking it out, doing the backgrounds. I just did this. I think it turned out pretty well. And then the Jedi Council chambers. Dance hall. It's just, it all works out pretty well. It's super easy to do. I've spent very, very, very little money doing this. My wife actually had wanted to do a podcast. We had a Mac. She bought a microphone. I'm using my iPad to play on, plugging it in, right there, showing. Everything's working pretty smoothly. Like I said, like and subscribe if you like the video. You guys have a great weekend and stay stay tuned for the next video. I'm gonna try and get one out tomorrow.